everyone, welcome to the Kiki London YouTube channel. My name is Amanda. In today's video, we are going to be doing a Christmas nail art set of nails using rubber colour base. So I'm going to show you guys a few ways how I incorporate nail art into my rubber base sets of nails. We're going to be doing some ombre, some Frenchies, some embedded nail art designs. So I really hope you all enjoy watching. Now, the main base colour in this set is going to be the beautiful RB27. As you can see, this is a really pretty, kind of like a warm pinky nude, and it has this gorgeous fine gold shimmer running through it. So alone, this color is absolutely stunning. Now with a rubber color base, you want to apply one coat to be your base coat, and then the second coat to act as your color. This is where you'll see the full opacity of the shade. This color on its own is absolutely stunning. It's one of my go-tos from the newer launch. This particular one is also hem free as well. So we've done 2 coats of that, and on this first nail I'm going to show you guys how I do a French with gel polish. Now I realized when I was doing this particular French that it's actually a lot easier to do your French with gel paint. So further along in the video I do also show you guys doing a French with gel paint, but we're going to do both the Frenches a little bit different. Like there's other nail art going on in the design, so they're not too samey. Now for all of my French designs, whether I'm using a gel polish or gel paints, I do like to use the French brush, because as you can see here, it just makes French so much easier. Now this is quite a long nail tip. I wanted to go for a long fun Christmas set of nails, so it is a little bit harder than when you're working on shorter nails, but the technique is exactly the same. So I load up my French brush with a generous amount of gel polish, place it flat down onto the nail, flip it over and do the same on the other side, and then use the long part of the brush to pull the wings of the sidewalls down. Now this is quite an exaggerated extreme sort of French, so we're pulling those sidewalls all the way down, but I think this looks quite nice on a long set of nails. Of course on a shorter set you can play around and adapt the French to look however you want it to look. Then I'm going to go in with my round nail art brush and just clean up any areas that may be a little bit wonky, sharpen up those edges with just a little bit of alcohol. Then we're going to pop that first coat in to cure for 30 seconds, and then I'm basically going to do exactly the same. So I like to load up my French brush with a generous amount of gel polish, a similar amount to how much you would go in with your bottle brush, just so you get nice coverage, because the brush does soak up a bit of the gel polish, and I feel as though going in with a nice amount on your brush helps get that sharp crisp line. I do also find it's easier to use this brush quite flat against the nail rather than holding it up. That helps distribute the gel polish evenly. And then for our white here, you probably see, but we are using the classic white again from the Hem Free range. This is one of my go-to whites. It's very, very pigmented. It's similar to coconut in the regular gel polish formula, as in it's a very pigmented white. So I do like to use it nice and thin. Now on top of this, I want to do some stamping, but I wanted my stamping to be similar colors to the gel polish I'm using, and I didn't have stamping polishes to match, so I'm going to show you a little trick I do when I want that. So I've gone for an outlined image. I'm going to stamp it down in white, and I'm stamping it down exactly the same as I would any other stamped image. So we've picked up the image on our stamper, placing it down. I want this to overlap the French, but I wanted those holly leaves to be green, so we're going to colour them in with green envy. And then I wanted the little berries to be red, so I've gone for berry glitz, because I felt as though this was a very berry shade. And this is a really fun way to incorporate stamping into your gel polish designs if you want the colours to flow. So if you were using more of these 2 colors in a set and you wanted it to flow across the set of nails, and maybe you haven't got stamping polishes in the exact shades, this is what I like to do. So as you can see, I've stamped down my outline, and then you've simply got to colour it in. This is also a great little hack if you aren't very good at hand painting, which personally I'm not. I do need a bit more practice. But yeah, it's a great way to add a hint of nail art. It's very quick and easy to do as well. So if you're working in a salon and you're pushed for time, as long as you can stamp, this is quite easy and quick to do. But then I'm taking my stripe liner brush, which is my go-to brush for doing this kind of step, because the end of it is very, very thin, and obviously we're only only colouring in a small design. But then I'm going to colour in those little holly leaves with the green envy, cleaning off my brush with a little bit of alcohol, and then I'm going to colour in the little berries with berry glitz. You can completely go over the white lines if you wanted to, or you can leave them there for a little bit of detail and definition. But we're then going to pop that now into cure, and that is our first nail done. And I loved this one. I feel as though it's just that hint of Christmas in a French is beautiful. So I have already on the next nail done 2 coats of RB27, and then I'm going to grab RB26. Now this is very, very similar to 27. It's got the same colour shimmer running through it, but it's a milky white. Now it's a very soft milky white, so this is great if you are wanting a subtle ombre. So as you can see, I've done my 2 coats of the RB26, and then I've gone in at the tip with RB27, and I'm just using my ombre brush to blend it back. And then because the 2 colours have the same colour shimmer, it blends in effortlessly. Now it is a very subtle ombre, but lots of time this is quite a go-to look. Not everyone wants that bright white ombre. I quite like a soft ombre like this. It's very natural looking, and those shimmers in it are very beautiful. So I'm going to do this in 2 coats just because I want that white to pop a little bit more, but I am keeping those coats nice and thin. So I'm just applying the white down at the tip, and then very, very, very gently, using a light stroke with that ombre brush, just blending it back. If you feel as though you've pulled too much of the colour down, you can clean up the nail bed area with some alcohol. But as you can see, it's just such a beautiful transition from the pinky nude to the milky white. I really loved how this looked. I would happily wear a full set of this. I'm an ombre girl through and through, but I really, really liked how this turned out. So it's definitely going to be featured, I think, on my nails a lot more. Now I want to hand paint over the top of this, so I'm going to wipe off the tacky inhibition layer, just because the rubber bases do leave behind quite a sticky inhibition layer. This is optional, you don't need to do this, but I did wipe it off with some alcohol. And then we're going to do a little snowflake using the white gel paint. So I'm using my dotting tool, going into the gel paint, and then just putting a little bit on my palette so I can get rid of some of the excess. Then we're going to start with a dot in the center, and then one either side, just to get the sort of first line of what's going to be our snowflake down. This has to be hands down the easiest way to do a snowflake. So I'm going to come and do 2 either side. I felt as though my gel paint was running out a little bit, so I got a little bit more, and then I'm just dotting into that, adding an extra dot on to those. I wanted this snowflake to come half off the nail, so that's why one side has a little less dots than the other. Then we're coming in the center, and I'm not going to do as many dots in that center. Now again, the great thing about this is you can play around and do your dots and create your snowflake however you want it to look. I just went for a nice simple one. But then whilst that gel paint is still wet, you're going to want to take your striped liner brush and pull through those dots, and it creates such a beautiful snowflake. Now another thing that I think I'm going to either feature in next week's video, or maybe one of the videos after Christmas, is doing a design like this with the chrome powders. Now the chromes and the gel paints, they go hand in hand, they work effortlessly together. So if you wanted to, you could cure this and then rub over some chrome powder to take the snowflake to the next level. But I wanted this now to look quite subtle. We've got that soft ombre, so we're just going to keep the snowflake on the top, and I really loved how that one turned out. So on into the next nail, I'm going to go in to begin with just 1 coat of RB26. So we're going to do a kind of like a peekaboo glitter ombre in this one. Do let me know in the comments below which was your favorite design. So we've done 2 different ombres and 2 different Frenchies, so let me know which one you liked the most. Now although we're going to be doing a glitter ombre, I really wanted that glitter to pop and the green to come through. So before I go in with my green glitter, I'm going to put a base colour underneath. So we've gone for green envy, placing this down at the tip of the nail and then blending it back. Now something I absolutely love about the rubber colour bases and an ombre is they leave behind a very sticky inhibition layer, as I mentioned on the previous nail. this makes it effortless to blend anything into, because you've got something there to blend with that gel, if that makes sense. So as you see, I pulled the green envy back as far as I wanted it to go, cleaned off my brush, and then I'm literally able to softly blend it in to the rubber base. Now if I was leaving this just as a green ombre, I would have played around with that ombre, smoothed it out a little bit more, but because we're coming in with glitter over the top, it wasn't needed. But you could effortlessly create this kind of ombre without the glitter. I'd do a second coat of colour, but I wanted to come in and add some glitter, so we've gone in with green tinsel, and as you can see, I'm doing exactly the same, placing down a layer of glitter at the tip of the nail, pulling it back, and then just blending it in. Now this is a very pigmented glitter anyway, but it has a little bit of a hint of teal to it, so that's why I also popped the green envy down as well, because I wanted more of a pop in green to come through, especially where we're going over a nude base. But like I said, yeah, if you didn't want to do this with glitter, just do 2 coats of your green envy, and then the next step that we're going to do to blend everything out. So once I'd done my glitter ombre, blended that back, not stressing too much about blending it in, because we're going to be coming over with another layer of rubber base. So we're going back in with that RB26, pulling this down completely over that blend area. Now, a great thing with the rubber colour bases is they have that consistency that you can slightly build with them. So if you're working on longer lateral nails or even a short extension, you can use this and work with it like you would a builder gel. I'm doing this imagining that I'm working over a natural nail overlay, but maybe on a longer set of nails. So we can add a bit of product there to build up a bit of an apex and give the nail some structure. And then as you can see, I'm just using my ombre brush to gently feather out this colour, not pulling too much of the gel down to begin with, just putting a small amount down and blending it in, and then you get that soft nude going over the green, but you're pulling some of those gold sparkles down as well, so it looked absolutely beautiful. Now I am spending a little bit more time on this layer, as this is going to be the final layer of colour, so I want that ombre to look as good as I can get it. So I'm going to play around a little bit until I'm happy with how that colour has blended out. Then I decided, before popping it into Cure, to just come in with a touch more of the green tinsel at the tip of the nail, just because I wanted there to be that blend between the gold shimmers, and I still wanted there to be an area that was just green. Then we can pop that now into Cure, and then this was the finished result. I really loved how this one turned out. I think it just looked beautiful. Those green sparkles with the pinky nude base was chef's kiss. So on to the next nail. We're going to come in and do a base, one coat of RB26 to be our base layer, and then on this one we're going to embed in some of the red platinum flakes. So I haven't popped that first layer of base coat into Cure yet. I'm going to take my platinum flakes and an old detail brush. I'm using an old one for this because this is kind of one I just keep to hand. I keep my one for hand painting nice and clean, and then an older one for things like nail art and cleaning up, because this is great for picking up flakies. Flakies, when you pick them up, sometimes they tend to pick up loads. With the detail brush, you're able to pick up just a small amount. So I'm placing these down into that wet layer of base coat and just kind of going randomly over the nail, just popping in a few, trying to just pick up a small amount at a time. I'm loving flakies for Christmas. Just how pretty are they? So we're going to pop that first coat into Cure, and then that's going to kind of hold those flakes in place. Then I'm going to come over the top of this with a layer of RB27. So this is that gorgeous milky colour that we used in the ombre. So I'm going to pop this over the top, and it's going to kind of hide some of the colour that's in those red flakes and make them look embedded. And I really love this effect. A kind of similar to effect that what we've done with the previous nail with the peekaboo glitter. It just adds something special. It gives the nail so much dimension. So again, just placing a bit more product down in that cuticle and apex area to build up a bit of structure. And then again, whilst this is still wet, I'm gonna pop in some more red flakies. So again, it's giving the nail a bit of dimension. You've got some layers underneath, some reds that are a bit hidden, and then some reds that are gonna pop. And then when you've got those gold shimmers in this base coat, it gave off all the Christmas vibes that I wanted to create for this set. So I'm just gently dotting a few on. I'm not putting down as many as what we put down on the previous layer, because this is just kind of giving that extra element to the nail. I'm going to pop that in to cure, and then over the top of this we're going to create a French design. But because we've got those flakies right on the surface, I decided to put a thin layer of top coat down to seal them in, just because otherwise when we're painting on our French we've got a bit of an uneven base. So just that layer of the crystal top coat is thin enough to smooth everything out and give you a nice smooth base to work on top of. Now the gel paint is great for a French nail design because it's very highly pigmented. A lot of the time I will only do this in one coat, but because this nail was quite long and I just didn't feel as though I got even application on my first coat, I did come in and touch up just in certain areas, like on the very tip of the nail, with a second coat. But you can see it's a lot easier to paint a French with the gel paint. Same goes for any kind of hand painted nail art, because the gel paints have a slightly thicker consistency to the gel polishes, so they don't run as much, and it just gives you a bit more control over the product. Now I'm working in quite a cold room. It was pretty chilly in here, so that does make the gel paint a little bit thicker than normal. I've had a few people ask me what they do in the colder weathers with that, and one technique that I find that helps is whilst I was doing all the layers of rubber base and the platinum flakes, I just popped the gel paint on my lap. Then it kind of gets some of your body temperature. Obviously if you're working in a warmer room you don't need to do this, but in the winter months when they are a bit thicker consistency, which happens with things like your sculpting gel and your builder gels as well, so I do the same. If I'm doing a builder gel set and I feel as though my builder gel is a bit thick because it's cold, I will pop it on my lap whilst I'm doing my prep and base coat, and then by that time it's kind of warmed a bit and it's a lot easier to work with. So we did go over just very thinly with a second coat just on that right tip of the nail, and then we pop that into cure, and now we're ready to come in and top coat all of the nails. I did decide to save top coating to the end, and I'm going to top coat all of these with the rubber top coat, because the rubber top coat and the rubber base coat, they are designed to be worked together to add strength to the nail. So if you're working on the natural now, or you're working on a client who has weak nails, brittle nails, maybe they work in a job where they're quite hard on their nails, or they have their nails in water a lot of the time, this top coat really helps strengthen the nails, and it allows you to be that little bit harder on your nails even if it's not advisable. So I love to use this in combination with the rubber top coat, but I do also love it, the rubber base coat, I do also love it for sealing in nail art where we've done things like French, the glitter fade, and it might just be a little bit uneven where we've got lots of layers going on. The rubber top coat is that little bit thicker, so it encapsulates everything in and gives you such a smooth base. You can go over the top, hold the nail upside down for a few seconds, and it will self level beautifully. So I then popped this in to cure for 60 seconds, and this was the finished set. They're giving all the Christmas vibes. I really love how the green, white and red work together. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know if Christmas nails are in full swing at your nail desk. I did really enjoy doing this set, so I hope you all enjoyed watching. If you did, please do give the video a thumbs up, hit that subscription button if you haven't already, and I shall see you in next Friday's video. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Lots of love. Take care. Bye bye.